We're just 3 weeks away from the start of another hurricane season, and Florida residents are hoping and praying they do not see scenes like this again this year.
Yeah, Mother Nature has brutally battered Florida with hurricanes over the last 9 years, leading to a surge in property and homeowners insurance prices developing into a crisis, one that's gone on for years. But there are signs of some hope. Finally, Molly.
Joining us now to talk about Florida's home insurance crisis is Dr. Charles Nyce, a professor and chair for the Florida State University's Department of Risk Management Insurance. Thank you for being with us on this Sunday morning. Now, Florida's home insurance market, is it still in crisis? I feel like we've been hearing about this for a while. And what's being done to stabilize it?
Yeah, thank you, and good morning, and happy Mother's Day to all. It's a big question. Is it still in crisis? I believe the Florida insurance property market has stabilized, but the rates really haven't come down yet. We have more insurance companies that have been added to the state. Some of the existing companies, the ones that you know and love, the ones that advertised during the Super Bowl, they've expanded some of the coverage they're offering in the state. But premiums are still really high. Florida has the highest homeowners insurance rates in the country. And given the hurricane exposure, that's not a big surprise, but how high they are is a big surprise. With the new companies coming in, hopefully we're going to see some competition. For the last few years, people have had very few choices in who they could buy from. But with the new companies coming and new competition, hopefully that'll help drive some rates down moving forward.
It's a very complex issue, and new state laws are trying to help. They're deterring lawsuits against insurance companies that analysts tell us contributed to the price increases we've been dealing with over the past several years. But what if insurance companies aren't fairly compensating homeowners and that are more likely to get away with it at this point? What would you say to that?
Yes, it's a fair point. The legislative changes that happened back in 2021 and 2022, they really did restrict the individual's ability to kind of sue their insurance company. It restricted assignment of benefits. It lowered the likelihood of litigation against insurance companies, which was a major driver of what we were seeing in the state of Florida. The Office of Insurance Regulation published a statistic that 8% of all homeowners insurance claims were coming out of Florida, but 76% of all litigated claims were coming out of the state. And that's a nationwide statistic. So our litigation problem was out of line with what we see in the rest of the country. So the legislative changes address that. But they do make it a little bit more difficult for consumers who feel that they're not being treated fairly. To address that, what the litigation did is they gave additional powers to the Office of Insurance Regulation to oversee insurance. My personal opinion on this is that people are going to be unhappy with insurance. There's only two times you deal with insurance companies. You're giving them money for a premium or something really bad has happened. So most people don't like insurance, so you're going to see. I think you're going to see more complaints because of the price. But I think most insurance companies are fair. But just like people, there's some insurance companies that probably aren't doing what they should be doing.
All right, we've got about a minute left. I do want to ask you this question, though, because a growing number of Florida homeowners are deciding to go without insurance. Obviously, cost, lack of options. Is that concerning to you?
It's very concerning to me because for most households, the home, their primary home or even a secondary home represents the biggest asset they have in their portfolio. And even if for a wealthy person, where if you're talking about a $500,000 or $600,000 home, even wealthy people don't tend to have $500,000 or $600,000 just set aside to rebuild a home that gets destroyed. Insurance really does help with that process of being able to rebuild when an event occurs. So I think going bare is a very dangerous strategy for individuals to follow.
Dr. Nyce, super fast, 20 seconds. Are the prices going to drop at some point?
I do believe that competition will start bringing prices down. We did see Citizens, which is the insurance company for the state of Florida, reduce rates in some areas in 2025. But it takes time. I would say 2026, 2027 before we see rates really starting to drop.
Okay, that news is actually nice from Dr. Charles Nyce of Florida State University. Thank you again so much for joining us.